What is up, my lovely people? I'm Valkyrie, and today I wanted to ask you a couple questions. First, where would you rank your confidence on a scale of 1 to 10? Alright, now keep that number in your head. Now think about your job or schoolwork or anything that you consider a responsibility or big ticket item in your life. How would you rank your competency in that job on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, you have two numbers, confidence and competence. Those numbers can tell me almost everything I need to know about a person right off the bat. This last question seals the deal. Which do you think is more important, confidence or competence? Keep thinking about that, but for now I wanted to speak on self-awareness, self-esteem, and what confidence truly means. Confidence is a belief in oneself that they have the ability to succeed or feel secure in spite of life's challenges. It's also the willingness to act accordingly, regardless of any external factors that may sway some people into submission. There's a lot of different kinds of confidence, some being more social in conversational settings, or more individual confidence where one is more safe in their own personality. People who are confident will most likely say that it gets easier with practice. Anxiety or fear gets in the way, you develop a sort of strength mentality against it, and you kind of fake it till you make it until you get where you want to go. That's all well and good. I've used this method in the past. It really helps with getting you to feel more comfortable with the idea of confidence, but I would also like to make a very important distinction. There is a clear line between acting confident and truly being confident, and most of the time it is very blatantly obvious which is which. Self-esteem is comprised of a multitude of different factors, but it really only depends on you as a person. It's a feeling of self-assurance that arises from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities, the feeling of being certain about the truth of something. Confidence all stems from the truth and the belief in the truth itself. That's why criminals and traditionally evil beings come off as more confident to us, because they have accepted the truth that they are inherently bad people. They've accepted that as truth and are able to run with it. Hello, Editing Valkyrie here. When I mention criminals, it's talking about the traditional stereotype of a criminal. Think about like the robbers from the old cartoons, the black and white stripes kind of thing. Very traditional, like, criminal stereotype. Not all criminals are bad people. Didn't want to be insensitive, just thought I'd throw this in here. Confidence is inherently positive self-esteem, but we also can't start to confuse this with narcissism. Acting confident usually stems from this idea. Thinking that you're better than everyone does not make you more confident, and in fact, it blindsides you to mistakes and keeps you from fixing them. Healthy self-esteem comes with acknowledging your strengths and your weaknesses, accepting both criticism and praise and not being discouraged by either. It's not living a life dictated by what others want, but what you truly want and deserve. The aim is on equality. Being truly confident is more about you as a person. It's about accepting those insecurities. It's about treating others the way that you would want them to treat you, as an equal. Just because you don't like the way that you look in a tube top or you don't feel like you're great at cooking does not mean that you're not confident. Insecurities exist in everyone, and by default, acknowledging them and continuing to work on them screams confidence way more than someone that does not. While I previously stated that confidence is essentially positive self-esteem, that doesn't mean that all confidence is inherently positive. For example, I'm positive that future me is going to be tired the next day because I will stay up all night editing this and not be able to look at the clock until I am completely done. But again, that kind of circles back to the fact that people that are really confident aren't scared of negativity or failure. They strive for equality, not superiority. My whole mantra, the whole thing that I surround myself with, is this idea that you are not special. Everyone has an equal amount of worth. People who are threatened by others who live life to their values usually have way lower self-esteem, and they might just be able to hide it well. So yes, there's a big difference between acting confident and being confident, and a huge distinction just comes from the wording around it. I can say just be confident and act like it's an easy task, but when the wording surrounding it is all, you're the best and you're gonna rock and you're awesome and you're gonna do this, it's a very slippery slope and could turn into, I'm better at this than you. We need to find better ways to communicate the idea of confidence. And that's why I've broken it down for you in this next section. I want to start off by reading a quote from The Confidence Gap, a research article that begins to describe the distinction between men and women and self-esteem in the workplace. An erosion of confidence in the major institutions of society, especially those of representative democracy, is a far more serious threat to democracy than a loss of trust in other citizens or politicians. What does this mean? It's basically stating that out of every characteristic, confidence is ranked the highest in every profession. It's ranked higher than a group's trust in politicians or a certain party, and really when you think of any other profession, you can see how confidence fits in pretty well. In this article, they basically outline how confidence overrides everything. Now, why would anyone say that? Let's go back to the first question of confidence over competence. Why would anyone rank confidence over something as important as the value that you bring to a company through your skill set? Surely there has to be more of an emphasis on competency, right? Wrong. Turns out you can get by more on confidence and catch up on the competency part later, and here's a few reasons for that. When you break it down, confidence is two things: a belief and a feeling. It's the belief that you are something and the feeling of you embodying that something. It all goes back to what I said before about the truth. Those who align themselves with their truth are 10 times more confident than someone who aligns themselves with a lie or makes a lie a big part of their personality. In the workplace, you have to be both confident and competent to succeed, but what's the first thing that people notice about you? Not your work ethic, but instead how you converse, how you present yourself in a group, how you interact with other people. Let's say you're on a date. Most people would say they want a relatively confident partner. One that makes good conversation, one that cares about other people, one that adds more value into the relationship. Unless they're really outlandish, how many times are you going to question their confidence on a date? If a really confident person is talking to you, you're not going to think twice about if what they say is true or not. Confidence overrules everything. They've presented you with a belief and a feeling, a deadly combination that, when used appropriately, can make a human being feel or do anything. In this scenario, say that a person bends their life to whatever they see fit in the moment. They're just lying to you left and right about scenarios that they've been in and lives that they've lived, when really, they've never been to Jamaica. They've never taken a cruise or hiked Mount Everest or have this exquisite life that they're claiming to have. They could market themselves as any of these things, none of which are necessarily bad, just not the truth. It's a combination of making someone feel heard while simultaneously making someone think, the mark of a true mastermind. So when starting to believe that you're confident, this is why we take the belief and a feeling and we run with it. While acting confident as opposed to being confident definitely works in a lot of scenarios, when we break it down, it's essentially the same thing, but better. Let's take this example. I am smart. That's a belief. What feeling is associated with that belief? Feeling proud of your work, interacting with people that make you feel intelligent, reading things that make you feel intelligent, doing things that make you feel specific ways. In turn, you're working towards becoming the thing that you're actually insecure about right now. You are becoming the thing that you're trying to act as. You connected a belief with a feeling. The belief being, I am smart, and the feeling of, I'm smart when I do these things. Instead of just saying you're smart and reaffirming that belief when you're just sitting on your ass all day and not doing anything that makes you feel fulfilled, you create an environment where you can actually feel those beliefs and create more of a connection. Let's go through another example. Let's say your New Year's resolution is to be healthy, as I'm sure many people have. Being healthy is an example of a belief. I am healthy. You are healthy. That's the first step. Not that you're trying to be healthy or that you will be healthy soon, but that you already are. Think of it a bit like manifestation in a way. Then you pair it with a feeling. What makes you feel healthy? Whatever makes you feel healthy, you have to associate that feeling with that belief of, I am healthy. I am a healthy person that does healthy things, and these are those healthy things that make me feel that way. You are beginning to pair a feeling with a belief, and in turn, moving closer and closer to your end goal of actually becoming healthy or being more confident in being healthy. It sounds a bit complicated, but trust me, it's the best advice that I can think to even begin to explain confidence. When you need to be more confident, think about the pairing belief and feeling. Pair them together enough, and I'm sure you'll see a huge difference in your confidence and self-esteem. No more of this "you're the greatest" bullshit. That doesn't help. It just gives you a god complex. You want to think of yourself as an equal, someone that goes after things instead of sitting home and not doing anything. It will not only build up your self-esteem and make you more positive, but help you create an environment where failure is accepted and you can run with the ideas that you never even knew were possible before. Take it from me, someone who was completely clueless on how to be confident 2 years ago. I would always tell myself, you're going to be like this, you're going to be like that, without really having any idea of what I was saying. I had nothing to back up those statements in any way. The bottom line is that when you pair a belief with something like a feeling instead of an action, it goes way deeper than you ever would have expected. I started to do things that made me feel healthier instead of things that I thought would do the trick, and it made a world of a difference. I got stronger because I told myself I am a strong woman, and I acted accordingly. It truly is remarkable to see how far my friends and I have come, and yet we don't think we're better than anyone. I still see myself as just as much of an equal as someone who is just starting to become confident. The thing is, I know I have so much work to do, and I will continue to improve myself because that's just what makes me feel the most confident. The confidence that I hold is a result of me pairing a belief with a feeling so many times over to the point where now it's just an instinct. You have confidence. You are confident. Now go pair that belief with a feeling and get back to me. I've been sitting on this video idea for a long time, and now after hours and hours of conversations with friends and family, I finally feel like it's ready to be put out into the world in the form of the special pairing. If you have any questions or things you'd like to mention, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And with that being said, this is Little Bird signing off.